morning, Jupiter. Welcome to Real Talk. And you're probably wondering, what is she doing now, right? Different setup, different platform. Well, the platform is the same, but yes, the setup is a little bit different this week. I originally had someone scheduled to do an interview, and unfortunately, as many of you know, I ended up getting sick and I wasn't able to do it. I since feel better, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a later part of the video. So this is actually going to be like a two-parter. This is more of an introduction to what I have coming up in April, and then I'll let the other part of the video just kind of play out, okay? So the first thing I want to say is thank you, Kelly, wherever you are. There's a Kelly out there, and I won't say the last name, but talk about kind of feeling cool yesterday. I ran into this woman in passing, and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, you're the model." She's like, "I follow you, you're Dawn." And I'm just kind of, looking at her, and I'm like, okay, do I know you? And then she goes, no, you don't actually know me, but I follow you. And, and it just made me feel incredible. I gotta say, I was feeling a little bit like a rock star, because whenever you put out these videos, your hope is always that you're gonna reach someone. And you're gonna reach your friends, you're gonna reach your family. You have to, right? I mean, that's kind of like law that they have to support you. But when you have somebody like that actually recognize you, and I had no makeup on, I was just, in shorts, that was actually really, really cool. So I want to thank Kelly for that. And I'm going to dedicate this entire month of episodes coming up just to her, okay? This is April that I would like to call Glow Up Month. Okay, it's spring. We've all been through a lot of things. I want to dedicate a month to all things wellness for ourselves. Okay, I get a lot of women that say to me, "Oh, well, I don't look that way. How can I achieve that?" We already kind of covered the fitness portion of it. So again, thank you, Andy and Alessandra, for that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover all of the cosmetic things, all of the little secrets that I do, to help you become the best version of yourself. Not to become a clone of me, but just to give you some tips. All right, here's first example. I get so many people that ask me about my clothes. A lot of the clothes, you do see me. I will tell you if I've done it. I will design myself, okay? I've been that way since I'm a kid. It comes from having no money when I was real young to trying to, kind of make it on my own. And not really having the money to buy a lot of clothes. So I've been shopping like this forever. And then even when I had some money in my later years, I still found myself drawn to wanting to create and design my own things. However, for those of you that are sitting there saying, "That's wonderful, Dawn, but I'm not a seamstress, I can't sew," that's fine, I've got you covered. This little number, okay, and I'm just gonna kind of spin it around a little bit. There you go. I don't want to be all weird in the camera. This cost me $5, okay? This whole little ensemble. All I had to do was get a little belt for it, okay? Where did it cost me $5? The Goodwill that's down on North Lake. You have to remember, all of the women, they're just like us. They're done with the outfits. They've worn them out. It's like walking into an old friend's closet and just going crazy. I've accessorized it to kind of make it a little more bougie, but my gosh, I could literally just put some, flats on and go. And for $5, look at how adorable, okay? So there's always a way to achieve the looks that you're going for, and throughout this month, we're kind of gonna cover all those things, okay? The second part of the announcement that I wanted to make, wait, I have to do my chai tea. Oh my God, that's so good. Okay. If there was smell-o-vision, you'd be loving it right now. Anyway, okay, so the next announcement that I have is, for years, everyone knew me as Blue Water Babes. And I absolutely loved it. Kudos to Jen for keeping that going for over a decade, as she did. But as we all know, we were really, really hit hard with not just COVID, but also even that prior year, which happened to be the Bahamas and the hurricanes. So I mean, it's an unfortunate thing for me because I loved being a part of the Blue Water Babes. But what it did was it lent itself to an amazing cause for helping a lot of people. And now that it's over, I was approached by Johnny Ringo, who said to me, I would love for you to be on the board of our committee. It's a brand new tournament. It has absolutely nothing to do with Blue Water Babes other than it's being held the same weekend. And one of our way stations might possibly be something you're familiar with. I'll get into all the details with that later. This is merely an announcement. This is a save the date. October is gonna come before you know it. So get your rods and reels ready. Get your outfits ready. It is going to be a Twisted Sisters KDW tournament. Okay, that stands for Kingfish, Dolphinfish, Wahoo. It's going to be 80s themed. We're gonna have contests. We're gonna have costume contests. We are gonna have everything that you would expect an amazing fishing tournament to have, okay? And with Jen's blessing, we were able to secure the former date that was reserved for Blue Water Babes. So while we are in no way trying to mimic, copy, be in any way an affiliate of Blue Water Babes, what we are trying to do is continue the locals and helping the locals. I don't want to take the trademark name of Lori now, but we want to continue to help the women that suffer from all these different illnesses. And there's a lot that goes into it, as you know. There's a lot of costs, and there's a lot of stress. And basically, our charity is designed to alleviate some of that stress. Okay, they have a lot of Make-A-Wish foundations for kids. There aren't too many Make-A-Wishes for adults. Okay, and I got news for you. I might just be one of those on that list because it gets very, very expensive to stay alive, as sad as that sounds. When you do have an illness, it doesn't just even end after they've been cured. Just as in my case, I have to continue to keep going. And every month, the very supplements that are keeping me here and keeping me going are the very supplements that you would think would be covered in your insurance and are not, okay? So what ended up happening in my case recently was I ended up having an episode that was triggered by the fact that during COVID, I did not be a good girl and go and see my doctor and my specialist to get my blood work done. So because of that, all of my numbers, my iron deficiency just plummeted, okay? What that means is that I became extremely anemic. In fact, the nurse said the numbers were so low, she couldn't even believe that I was talking. Well, for over a week and a half, I don't think I was. I think when I was talking to my mother and Shannon, I'd be like, okay, I'm good. I can talk to you about 5 minutes. The reason that it's so important is because you need to create the constant flow and growth of your red blood cells, because that's what's carrying everything through your entire body. Okay, that's what's getting oxygenated and going to your brain and keeping your blood pressure up. It's just literally like your everyday thing. But unfortunately, if you do not pay attention to what your numbers are, you're gonna end up having a situation as I did, okay? And in the second part of the video, I'm gonna talk about the recovery that I took for that. And luckily in my case, I was able to go, I got everything done, I got all my blood work done, and I was so relieved to find out that in fact, I probably created the episode myself by simply not knowing what my numbers were. Okay, so don't freak out when you very first get sick. Say to yourself, okay, is there something that I should be doing? Is there a supplement I should know that I should be taking that the doctor's already told me about that I'm just not taking? Okay, again, this is about being proactive about our own health. Okay, and that's why I thought it was very ironic that I just did an entire show on this only to end up incredibly sick. All because I didn't listen myself. I didn't listen to my own words. So I have since that time been eating all of the steak I need to, taking all the supplements and doing everything that I have to in order to stay healthy, okay? So my point is, don't get discouraged. Don't immediately just assume, oh, that's it, it's my illness, it's got me, I'm dead, okay? We have to get that way of thinking out of our minds. What it means is, okay, as Alessandra said, it's the car. Something's not going right in the car. Whatever it is, maybe the brakes, maybe the steering, whatever it is, let's get under the hood. Let's take a look first, right? We don't junk the car, okay? For many people, the car is like, you know, they love the car more than the people that they're with. Anyway, so, okay, so that was the other thing that I wanted to mention, that it's very, very important for you to just watch your health. Don't assume anything until you actually have reached out to your doctor and said, you know what, I don't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And that's actually what I did before I had the episode. I hadn't mentioned it to my family, but I had already reached out to my doctor, and thank God I did have enough instinct to say something is different here this time. And then he had no problem doing up all of the blood work that was necessary, especially when he realized that I hadn't even made the last appointment, and we got it all worked out and covered, okay? So that's gonna be on the second part of the video, some things that you can do to help you recover when you are sick. Because the biggest thing with Glow Up Month is that I want everybody to realize that we all have the ability, we all have the capability. What we don't all have is the discipline. And hopefully, what I can provide with the next few shows is the tips that will want to get you excited, that will have you feeling like they're little wins for you to be the best version of yourself. And I know that sounds cliche, and I know there's all kinds of posters now that say glow up and, you know, all those kind of things. But they're there for a reason, because they're so true. No matter what we try to tell ourselves, we're getting older, different things are going to happen, we're going to lose people in our lives. There is never going to be a point in life where something doesn't happen to us. So it's about knowing how to handle it, putting our big girl pants on, and dealing with it, okay? It's only when we don't that we lose ourselves, okay? And then we want to turn around and blame it on everybody else. Or even in my case, I wanted to, curse the skies, and I was like, I can't take it anymore. This illness, it's killing me. I'm done. And then I come to find out that I created this trigger myself because I didn't listen. Okay? So we've got to listen. Okay? I'm going to listen to myself as well. Okay. So with that said, I wanted to cover those couple of things. That number one, this is going to be a month all about glow up. I'm going to give you all the tips. I want you to actually ask me any kind of question that you have. If you're someone that struggles with having the money and you want to figure out how you can look your best on the cheap, I will tell you personally some of the spots, the consignment spots that I go to. I prefer sometimes the consignments a little bit better, simply because consignment shops are very picky. They only take in the garments that are in pristine condition and that look really good. This just happened to be the Goodwill that was near my doctor, and I thought, hey, I'm just gonna pop in and check it out. So, score, $5 later. And then the other thing was I wanted to mention, please save the date for October, I believe it's the 1st through the 3rd, and it's going to be for the Twisted Sisters KDW fishing tournament. I am so excited. Our board has finally come together. We've got, oh my God, some amazing people. We've got Penny, we've got Aaron, we've got Garrett, we've got 2 Christines, one with a K, one with a C. Of course, the hostess with the mostest, the guy with the dream and the plan. We're just the ones trying to make it all happen. Johnny Ringo and Monique Comfort. Love her already. She's got a personality just like mine. She's such a wise ass. I love it. And, I just had her on for the interview. We just were down at her shop. She owns Ocean's Allure. Okay, so we've got a lot of really good people on this board. And what we are looking for are volunteers. Anybody that's interested in wanting to be a part of the events when they come up. You're willing to throw a t-shirt on, get in there, get messy with us, help us out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can guarantee you that. Okay, you've got a lot of amazing people on this board, and we're gonna make sure that it lives up to every expectation that you have. Okay, so make sure you save the date for that. DM me with any questions. All of my yacht guys that are out there, get the boats ready. Okay, reach out to me. I'm going to be reaching out to you. Anybody that's already willing to see this and wants to donate items, I again will be doing the raffle baskets for the Twisted Sisters tournament. So I love amazing gift ideas. Anything that you have, especially if you're someone that makes your own things. Okay, so be sure to send all those DMs my way. If you know someone and you're like, hey, there's this amazing artist, maybe they'll donate a piece. I want that name, I want that number, and I want to be able to go and meet that person. Okay, so I think we've covered everything for now. I don't want to get too lengthy, although I am Puerto Rican, so that's a little hard not to. But at any rate, I want to lastly thank Andy for being there for me. Thank my mother for staying on the phone with me. Thank my doctors, for not taking 3-4 weeks to get my results back. And I want to thank myself. I want to thank myself for not giving up. It's been years of this and it gets very tiring. So I'm going to thank this body. It still wants to keep chugging along. So, so thank me for that. All right. My cousin's out doing the PGA stuff. So, the UGA stuff. So much love to her as well, and safe travels. She's out there right now. And everybody just stay safe. I hope everybody had an amazing Easter. And, let me know what you think about the platform, how I've kind of changed it up. I'm always looking for ideas and different things that maybe strike people's attention. So let me know what you think in the comments. Okay? All right. So watch for part 2. Okay? Love you. Besitos.